Alright, lesson 14, gaining more practice placing and shaping in space. In this lesson, you create the copies of the shape, use the primitive editor, draw a grid to help with the position of the object, shift the data tree, make the corrections if needed, assign material properties using the combination editor. In the previous lessons, we created the edited shape slate for the object with the 3D space. This lesson provides more advanced practice in the areas of the candle design you created with the last lesson. Open the candle G database as an author if it isn't already open. Draw the candle 1 combination. Make the first sphere. Use the GI create with the sphere of the sphere shape 1 view menu. Select top of the view. Go to the edit menu. Select scale size of the sphere until it is proportional about the same size as the one following illustration. Your sphere is placed in the candle base from the top view. Okay. Use the draw of the grid feature for the draw of the sphere with in position with the right cylindrical cylinder shown with the previous illustration. Make the take it a little easier. Go with the modes of the menu. Click on the draw grid. This will create with the grid overlay with the graphics window, which can help the position of your spheres on the candle base. Using multiple plane feature that discussed earlier about another feature for the available to help position each of the sphere is multiple plane. Open option, enter the modes menu. This will allow you to see the multiple views of the design you're creating. So if you want multiple plane operation, modes menu, you can go to the multiple plane in the modes menu, modes, and turn on multiple plane. As you move the shape of the change of the position, it will be reflected in each panel. These multiple planes have visualized where the shape of the 3D space. In the default, the top left plane show the top view, the top right plane show the current view, and the bottom view show the left plane, with the front view with the bottom right plane show the left view. They turn off either the grid or the multiple plane function. Go back to modes and click on the feature of the you want to disable. Or creating copies of the shape to take more jewels out for the base, you would use the command with the command line CP copy sphere 1 sphere 2, but another would do this edit menu or CP would means to copy sphere 1 shape 1 sphere 2 shape 2. Another way to do the edit menu, select the primitive editors, type sphere shape 1 into the text box right over the name, click on the reset. Then change the sphere 2 shape. Quickly apply. Continue doing this until you have made 8 jewels. Because of the new spheres or the exact copy of the first spheres, you won't be able to see them until you select them and move them. Primitive editor dialog box. The position of the new sphere of the primitive selection and submenu shape that you have created will drop down. Scroll barrel right over the list of the shape of the axis of the shares of the creative as shown in the following illustration. Alright. Click on sphere 2 with the drag it into position. Once you have positioned the 8 sphere around the right cylindrical cylinder you design and looks familiar with the following one as you view from the top of the front. Your candle from the top view, the candle from the front view. Notice for the front view would be able to only with the 5 spheres around the base of the candle. There are 8 spheres. We view with the design with the top of that is in because of the 3D space. The 2D screen, the spheres are back from one over the front, one's in the front. The change of the review of the azimuth 35 and angle and elevation angle 25 view all of the spheres will appear shown in the following figure. The one reason is why it's important to continually check your design for multiple views. Is a mistaken placement that does not appear with one view but very noticeable for another view. And this shows you the candle viewed azimuth 35 elevation 25. Alright, making the regions of the shapes. Now that all the spheres have been made and played for the time to make the region each of the sphere, to do this following command menu, region sphere 1, union region sphere 2, region 2 sphere 2, and then you have each it's region union spheres. 3 easier ways to make all the regions is the first involve the type of the first command, region sphere 1, region union sphere 1, and then you may enter. Then you using the up arrow to recall the command, now left of the arrow move the backward command line, replace both occurrences the number 1 and 2 and press enter and repeat for each of the number 3 and 8. 3 through 8. The second approach is based upon the fact that the command line interpreter of the MGD of the TCL/TK language that gives an access to some of the convenient loop commands. Following will make all the regions for using a single command. For each insert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enter bracketed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enter region shape $sign. Covering up the number dot region union sphere dot insert shape enter. how much is easier and faster than either than previous method. However, there is more spheres, say 1,000 or more, then it might be easier. The third approach would employ with a different loop type. For example, set index 1 to the index is equal is less than or equal to 1,000, insert enter region sphere $sign or missing number region union sphere $sign missing number shape enter bracket. Alright, next go into the edit bin combination. Edit the spheres one region, select from all the choice of the pull down menu to right with the name of the entry box, assign the properties of the plastic color red, but then apply with it, and then go back with a select from the all menu listing of the rest of the other and 7 spheres with the alternate name. Alternatively, we could either apply with a selecting the appropriate material of the property within type in the next sphere with the name. However, the method required for the user remember to update with the Boolean expression box, changing union sphere one shape to union sphere 2 shape. Booleans from the shape are not applied to another shape. Once again, you perform the same operation multiple times. This is another good opportunity for the loop. For example, index bracketed 1 through 8 bracket and bracket enter for material sphere $sign miscovering the number index region 1 plastic given a 255 and then color and 00 enter in the geographical interface with the good of the doing one time with the doing highly visual representative repetitive operations base best performing using the command line interface. Alright, combining sphere with the candle base. We now notice that the base with the important decision a moment of the jewels overlap with the portion of the candle base specified with the right cylindrical shape 1 portion of the two objects that occupy the same space to decide how to resolve the situation. There are two choices. We have perfectly round jewel with a dent inside of the candle base with where the jewels are mounted. We have the perfectly round base with the cylindrical written bite taken out of the back of each jewel. For this lesson, you will have the first choice. Now you face the second decision how to achieve the result. The key is that the space of the jewel of the occupied must be subtracted from the correct part of the right cylindrical cylinder 1 of the base on the command line. Right cylindrical 1 combination by typing. Combination right cylindrical cylinder, combination union right cylindrical cylinder 1 shape minus sphere 1 shape region, sphere minus sphere shape 2 shape region minus sphere shape 3 region, minus sphere shape 4 region minus sphere shape 5 region minus sphere 6 region, sphere 7 region minus 7 sphere 8 region. Next, bring the combination enter the base 1 region, chain of the union of the right cylindrical cylinder 1 shape in the Boolean expression window and union right cylindrical shape 1 combination. Click OK. Okay, try the base 1 region should now look like union base 1 region union ETOS 1 shape, the right cylindrical shape, union slash minus sphere right region shape. Notice we could have achieved the same result with the command line by using the RM remove command using the right cylindrical shape 1 from base 1 region and adding right cylindrical cylinder 1 combination. The remove base 1 region right cylindrical cylinder 1 shape enter remove the region base 1 region union right cylindrical shape cylinder combination enter. You've resolved a very similar tree as the union base 1 region union ETOS 1 shape union ETO 2 shape minus the right cylindrical cylinder 2 shape, union right cylindrical C shape, cylinder 1 shape, and then show the union right cylindrical shapes of all of the subtracted by the all the union spheres region shape regions. Finally, we could have advanced avoided making the intermediate object with the database found in the right cylindrical cylinder 1 and the end of the Boolean equation base 1 region, then subtracting each of the jewels of the base 1 region, and hence removing the material of the right cylindrical cylinder 1. This would have resulted in union base 1 region, ETOS 1 region, union ETOS 2 region, minus right cylindrical shape 2, and union right cylindrical shape 1, all the spheres of 1 through 8 region in union. It would be a good practice to consider the relative of the material of each of the approaches and discuss minus they were subtracted. Now we have neither the agile for the whole candle 1 combination candle 1, the union sphere 1 region, union sphere 2 region, sphere 3 region, sphere 4 regions, union sphere 5. Region Union Spear 6. Region Union Spear 7. The Region Union Spear 8. Enter there are just a couple of things that left to do with the ray trace of your design. They have the multiple plane draw guide grid. Go back to the modes menu to display them. Then clear the screen to draw your new design by typing the command view with the you'd have your B channel 1 combination table 1 region. Your new design should appear with the graphic window with the ray trace control panel. Select the pale blue color 200, 236, 242. Type in the 3 value with the background color entry box. Your ray trace. Your design should look similar to the following one. And then you have a ray trace panel jewel box, jewel base. Alright, review. In this lesson, you created a copy of the shape of the primitive editor, draw with the grip of the help and position object to check with the data tree, make the corrections if needed, assign the material property with the combination editor. Lesson 15, creating a toy truck.